Okay, I'm feeling completely and utterly lost. Do you know, there are far too many of these I have to climb over. Ugh. And when you are just so exhausted and you've got to climb so many of them, just makes life very hard. But look, I've just come to a point now and this just doesn't seem right. And awful that it's really hurting my knees. God, I'm stuck. But I'm just so worried to do that same route again because it was horrible. Oh God, that branch broke. God, I've never actually felt so alone in my life. I had never in my life imagined that I would ever post such a video, that something like this would happen to me. But here is my story of my worst ever mountain experience. What was supposed to be an exciting trek through the canyon of waterfalls, where you climb higher and higher, crossing beautifully built bridges over streams and waterfalls, then turned into my worst nightmare. This trail was taking me to Mountain Hut Perileak, but nobody knew that this route hadn't been cleared after the big storm, which made my trek incredibly dangerous. When things got too wild, I stopped filming completely, so you won't see any of it in this video. But just as I was about to give up hope, stranded in a wild and rugged mountain, a miracle happened. Yeah, all of you. That's it. I was rescued. A wonderful family found me in the mountain, kindly took me into their home, showered me with love, and we laughed all my worries away. What I thought was going to be the worst day of my life turned into a beautiful story that I'm about to share with you. There are lessons of challenges, hope, and love in this video, and I'm certain that you'll take something positive out of my horrifying story and apply it into your own life. Dobro utro, good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is day one of my trek through the Rhodope Mountains. I am so very excited for this trek because all the Bulgarian friends that I've made, they have told me that out of all the mountain ranges in Bulgaria, the Rhodope Mountains are the most beautiful and the most picturesque. So I've been in Bulgaria now for 1 month and 5 days, and the Rhodope Mountains are my third mountain range that I will be visiting. The very first one was Stara Planina, which is a Balkan mountain range. The second one I went to was Rila Mountains. The Rila Mountains are the biggest mountain range in the entire Balkan Peninsula, and now I'm going to be hitting the Rhodope Mountains, and I reckon this trek will probably take me 5 or 6 days, maybe even a week. Let's see how it goes. So you can see my nice fluffy bed behind me, but let me show you the view. Okay, when Milena brought me in and I walked in and saw this view, I was like, what? No, is this really my room? This is my room, really? Oh my goodness, are you believing this? This is my balcony. Yes, ladies and gents, I wake up to this every morning. I watch the sunset from here. The sunset is on this side over here, but I'm telling you, waking up in the morning to this is another experience. Coming inside into the bedroom, there you go, my nice fluffy bed. I even have a TV. I even have a fridge and a coffee maker. Seriously, this is some very, very cool stuff. Now, walking out, this is a bathroom. This is another bedroom that I don't have access to. This is the bedroom that I'm staying in, and then that's how I go out. The bathroom as well, for the mountains, this is shockingly big, and just look at the view. Okay, heading out. Let me take you outside. Okay, this is where I get very, very, very excited. Look at this view. Oh my goodness. When I first saw this view, I just thought it was so unbelievable that I went and grabbed my tripod, I brought my table from my balcony to here, set it up, and I had like a mini photo shoot over here. I'll show you the photos. So every morning I walk past this absolutely ridiculous view, and then I continue down the stairs to another absolutely ridiculous view. This village Smollen, it's the kind of village that from every angle it's just wow, bam, boom, this is unreal. No matter where you are in the village and which angle you look at it from, it is stunning, breathtaking. Okay, so I do need to get going now. What I've done is I've separated my stuff. My backpack right here, this is what I'm gonna be taking with me to the mountains, okay? So all of my other remaining stuff that I had in this backpack, I emptied it, put it in this bin bag over here. I'm gonna leave this bin bag here in this guest house and just take what I need to the mountains. So let's get going. Okay, I'm gonna lock up and I'm heading out. I am going down millions and millions of steps carrying this bin bag and my backpack. Such a hard life, right? I've now got a 25-minute walk to the starting of the trail. Enjoy the walk, check out these views. Look at this. This is where we're going first. Canyon of Waterfalls. These are my views whilst on the 25-minute walk. Not bad at all, right? I am literally walking through Wood Village. Just look at the amount of wood. It's just everywhere. We are getting closer to our first stop, guys, because we can hear the water, we can see these trickling streams, and the route is getting rougher. Look at this. This is a bloody path. But hey, at least it's not too steep. This is the part that I have been waiting for when we cross the bridge over these little waterfalls. So right now we are at our first stop, which is the Canyon of Waterfalls. It's taken me 2 hours to get from the guest house I was saying up to this bridge here. But along the route you just see so many different springs and streams and mini waterfalls. And now we're at the part that I have been waiting for, the bridge. Now we've reached our second bridge. And now there is bridge number 3. Wow, I wonder how many bridges there are in this area. Bridge number 4 right there, let's go! It really is so beautiful. You're just walking through woodlands of just waterfalls and springs and streams. Oh man, look at where we are at now. Whoa! Let's carry on, see some more waterfalls. I know I do all of this with the weight on my back. Soldier! Are you guys counting what number bridge this is? because I've lost count. Oh man, I'm so glad the camera didn't fall over. Well done, camera. Okay, these stairs are not steady at all. Whoa, look at it. Look at that. So much for health and safety. Okay, let's go. This is bridge number 1,000,000. I don't know how high I've come up now, but look at the bridge we're on now. Okay, I've decided this is the best bridge. Look at that. Flows all the way down from there, under the bridge, and trickles all the way down. So pretty. There's something so therapeutic about the sound of a waterfall. I just can't stop looking at that bit there where the water hits the bottom. It's so beautiful, and right down there as well. Aren't these like the best stairs you've ever climbed? Just look at this view whilst you're climbing the stairs. Not bad at all, right? That was the bridge we were just on. Right, now that the canyon waterfalls are over, this is where we're going next. Oh my god, what the hell is this? Whoa! Flipping heck. I don't know if my backpack will fit under this. Come on. Yes, we're under! Oh, just about. It's so hard to balance with this backpack. Oh god. Wow. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Oh god. Okay, on that sign that said Perilik, it said that from that point to Perilik, which is a hut that I'm going to be staying at, it's 5 hours trekking. And right now, it's 4 p.m. and the sun sets at 8:30. This is not good news. Oh wow, now we're back with Robin Hood. Little did I know that from this point onwards, everything was about to drastically change. The excitement and fun that I had been having for the past 3 hours was all about to vanish. This Bulgarian sign says Perilik, so I continued also following my map. Little did I know that this was the last sign that I was going to see. And very soon, this perfectly visible trail that I could clearly see in front of me was about to disappear. Do you know, there are far too many of these I have to climb over. And when you're absolutely exhausted, and they're actually very awkward to climb over, it's not easy. Ugh. And when you are just so exhausted and you've got to climb so many of them, it just makes life very hard. The route became rougher and wilder with fallen trees and overgrown bushes and plants. What you're seeing here was the easy part, hence I'm filming. Oh gosh, to get down below, and now I'm stuck. I'm literally having to crawl on all fours and it's really hurting my knees. Please don't get stuck, backpack. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, pine trees hurt, they really hurt. Oh my god, there's more. Back down on my hands and knees. But very quickly, the trail became far too dangerous for me to film, and I had to fully focus on using both my hands and feet to climb fallen tree over fallen tree and scramble my way on all fours on the ground. Oh god, that branch broke.
And after 2 hours of non-stop climbing, racing against sunlight, I was eventually defeated.
Okay, I'm feeling completely and utterly lost. Completely lost and very, very, very alone. I think I've gone well off the track because, I mean, it seems what I've been following for the last 2 hours, it seemed like a trail, but it was just so dangerous. But like, I've just come to a point now and this just doesn't seem right. Like I'm literally in the middle of nowhere, and it's 6 p.m. right now, and in 2 hours the sun sets. So I'm kind of in a catch-22 situation that do I carry on down a non-trail that might be a trail that might not lead to anywhere? Just look at this. I mean, does that look like a freaking trail to you? Because that does not look like a trail to me, and it's been like this for most of the previous 2 hours. Literally, guys, for 2 hours I've just been jumping over stuff like this, going through stuff like this. It's just been way, way, way too dangerous, and I've just got to a point now that maybe I should just turn back round. But I'm just so worried to do that same route again because it was horrible. I can't even explain to you how freaking dangerous that route was, and now I've got to go back and do it again, and I've only got 2 hours till sunset. I have not seen a sign for over an hour, and that is very worrying. I've not seen a single sign. God, I've never actually felt so alone in my life. So that was a complete and utter flop. I am currently on the same bed, in the same apartment, in the same guest house. So I am back where I started. I never made it to Hut Perelik. It just started off so beautiful with all these waterfalls, and it just turned into my worst nightmare. It's actually now been 2 days since I have been back, and I didn't get the camera out for 2 days because to be honest, I just needed 2 days to mope. But I'll tell you what happened. So everything was going great. It then got to a point where this trail had an insane, and I mean insane, amount of fallen trees. It's funny because when I climbed my first fallen tree, I was like, oh, look at this, fallen tree is cool, bit of adventure. Then it gets to 3, your 7th, your 8th fallen tree. Sometimes there were fallen trees on top of fallen trees on top of fallen trees, and you are having to rock climb fallen trees, which is not the same as rock climbing because these trees have got branches that break off, and then boom, you just plummet to the ground, or you fall sideways onto another fallen tree, which is insanely painful. You're seriously exhausted. This route was just completely out of control. It's like I was in the jungle. There's just something so intimidating about being in a forest because you're enclosed in and you are completely alone. You hear nothing but your own voice, your own thoughts, your own breath, and a forest up in the mountain really makes you feel so small and so insignificant. Now, this is where it gets really good. This trail started off as a trail and it's getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And then it got to a point an hour and a half later that the trail completely disappeared. And that was the last video that I took. And now I started to panic. And I was so scared. And now I was just getting so frustrated because on the way back, the trail started off as 0, non-existent, and then got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and became a perfect trail. Like, what? That 1 hour and a half journey, I did in half an hour. Can you imagine how much fear I was fueled with that it took me half an hour to do what took me an hour and a half first time round? So I am rushing, I am racing, I am completely dehydrated. So now I'm starting to feel a bit dizzy and I just kept on falling. And because I was so scared, I wasn't focused, I just kept going off the trail. It's 7:30 p.m. now and I have ended up at a point that I do not recognize. And at this point, I am starting to give up hope now. I can start to see the sun going down. And there is only one option I have left now. There was a point that I'd gone past where it had like this sort of, it would just have a roof and just have like a bench underneath it. And I'll just see these for the last 1 month that I've been here in Bulgaria. The other mountains that I've been on, in Bulgarian they call it a zaswan. Now, I've seen many zaswans before, but I never knew the purpose of one, and now I know exactly why it's there. For people like me, who just get stuck out in the mountain and need somewhere to sleep. And just as I was about to completely give up hope and find this zaswan to just settle in and prepare myself to stay the night in the middle of a mountain forest, completely alone, and I don't know how cold it gets at night, and I'll just have to pray that I don't get eaten by a bear or a wolf or something. Just as I was about to give up hope, I heard voices. As soon as I heard the voices, it was like my ears just pricked up, like ping. It was like this new energy had come inside me. I started to run towards the voices. When I first saw them, I could have cried, and I ran up to them and I asked them, what is it that you guys are doing here? Do you know how I can get down to the bottom? And they said, oh, we're going down to the bottom as well, come with us. I was so happy to be with this Bulgarian family, so grateful. So I continued the trek to the bottom with them. And even though I'm happy to be with this family, it doesn't take away the fact how exhausted I am. It's now been 7 hours. The amount of times I fell. You saw the route of what this ground was like climbing. Can you imagine collapsing down to the ground on this? So at this point, we are now trekking in absolute pitch blackness. It is black, dark, everywhere I look, I cannot see a thing. After great difficulty getting to the bottom, the family arrives at their car, and this is now where we say goodbye. And I'm struggling to walk because I have really badly damaged my ankle, and obviously I'm exhausted in every way possible, mentally, physically, emotionally, every way possible. So now it's time to say goodbye. And the father, he then looked at me and said, we have a proposal for you. Come and stay with us and we'll look after you for the night, because it's not safe for you to be going out at this time looking for a place. And I could have wept with joy. Firstly, I just couldn't understand how this family were even there in the first place. Who the hell goes up into the mountains to have dinner in the dark? Yeah, all three of you, all of you.
That's the way.
That's it. And we sat together all evening and we ate. I got to know them, and they were just such amazing people. They just turned out to be such a cool family. They were a musical family. The son, who's only 14 years old, plays the cello, he plays guitar. The father can sing and play the guitar. They're a musical family. Nazdravej! Nazdravej!
Cheers.
Where is yours? Oh, no, but they're all together now. Nazdravej! That's your father. That is your Ivo. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You went from hippie to rock star. Hippie to rock star. So romantic.
It's sweet.
Here at the back we should write običujte. And it was so amazing to spend time with them. The mother Katya, she even gave me clothes to wear for the evening and gave me slippers and made my bed, and just simple things that in that moment just meant the world to me. We woke up in the morning and again just spent time and had an amazing breakfast together. This is my first time trying watermelon Bulgarski style. This is white cheese on watermelon. Here is the terrace view.
Awesome.
This is so, oh my goodness. Wow. This is a long terrace. Yeah, very beautiful. But God really did save me that day. He sent me down the wrong route to a point that I ended up lost. But it actually turns out that he sent me down the right route.
Hello.
Hello. Katya Coco. Oh, thank you so much. These guys took me in and looked after me, so look at this, we're rearranging the room, right? Rearranging everything because of Osman Ivo, he's a photographer, look at that! We're gonna take a family photo, right Ivo? So we're gonna sit on this sofa. Am I in the middle? Okay, I'm in the middle. We're getting in. So they have a plum tree. This is angielski plum. Cheers. Na zdravej, na zdravej. So we're heading out now. Before we head out, we're gonna have some plums, right? Na zdravej. No!
It's good.
Oh, mnogo vkusno, Katya.
Yummy.
Very yummy. Oh my gosh. Krasivo. Saying goodbye to them at that moment was a very sad goodbye. But it's amazing how such a bad situation turned into an amazing one. It turned into a beautiful one. And looking back, I wouldn't change any of it. So what am I going to do now? My ankle is extremely swollen. It's like a golf ball on my ankle. This again was so sweet because the next morning when the mother saw my ankle, she was so concerned. Straight away she called her family doctor. She organized all my medicine. She's given me 3 bottles I have to keep taking regularly to make the swelling go down and ease the pain. I'm planning on just resting so that my ankle can heal, and I'm hoping that after 4 days I will be fit enough again to restart my Rodopi mountain trek, and this time it will be a successful trek, God willing. Everything happens for a reason, folks, and whenever there are bad situations, don't worry, because every bad situation will turn into a good one at some point, somehow. It might take minutes for it to change, hours, days, weeks, sometimes even years. But at some point, you will realize that that bad situation had to happen in order for you to have the good that you have right now. So hopefully, I'm gonna see you in my next video, and this time I'm gonna attempt to do the Rodopi mountain trek again. Hopefully, second time lucky. Please do pray for me, and I'll see you in my next video.